How's it going, guys? Joe from First World Crusader here, and today's video is going to be about the best handguns for beginners. And I'm going to go ahead and give 5 recommendations and let you know what I think personally, why they are the best that I would say for first-time gun owners, and go through everything with you. Now, there's been a lot of new gun buyers recently, gun owners. A lot of background checks have been called in, and I think in March, right now it's September, but back in March there was 3 million background checks called in, which is crazy. That's a lot. So there's going to be a lot of new people getting into the sport and the hobby, and kind of makes me happy that there's a lot of people getting interested. Maybe they finally realize why Second Amendment is important, why guns are so important, why they're good for self-defense, home defense, concealed carry, and it's just good that people are finally starting to realize that. And I'm willing to bet a lot of these people, maybe at the beginning of the year last year, probably didn't understand the need for people to own a firearm. They probably wanted to ban them. Maybe we're for gun control. And it might be kind of funny that now they realized, hey, I want one now too. So that's kind of cool. But before I go ahead and get started, I want you to subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber already. Go ahead and click that bell icon so you'll get notified every time I upload a video. Also, if you're on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. And if you want to send me a message, I do respond to the DMs. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Also, check out my website. It's firstworldcrusader.com. And there's some cool stuff going on there, mainly the webinars. Some of you might already be familiar with those, and I can't talk too much about it. But if you go to the website, you'll see the link for it, and it explains it more in detail there. So go ahead and check that out. And another thing real quick, all these handguns I'm going to go over are offered in a few different calibers, 9mm 40, Smith & Wesson, and 45 ACP mainly. And all of them are going to be 9mm. That's what I recommend first. And right now, 9mm used to be very easy to get. It's a very common caliber. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. But right now, all these are probably going to be kind of hard to find. But depending on when you watch this video, everything will calm down again in the future. Things will get back to normal. You'll be able to get guns again. You'll be able to get ammo. And don't wait till there's an emergency to try to be prepared and try to get stuff. It's better to be prepared and need this and have it and not need it than need one and not have one. And I think that's kind of being proven right now with everything going on. But here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera. We'll do a tabletop and we'll go through them all. We have some budget options, and then we have my number one pick, which some of you guys might already know what it is. But make sure you watch to the end, and here we go. Okay, so starting off is a budget-friendly option. Now this is the Connect TP9, and this is a Turkish gun, and it is a really good gun. So this is actually, I believe, the Gen 2 version. It is 9mm. It comes with an 18-round magazine. It actually comes with 2 of them in the box. But this is a great gun for a beginner. It's real simple. It's easy to use. It's got some nice safety features on it. Mainly it's got the split trigger safety, which if you guys are familiar with Glock, a lot of Glocks, all Glocks have that. Big magazine release. It's got a changeable back strap, so depending on whether you have a small grip, a larger hand, a smaller hand, you could change out that back strap. And then right here, if you see real closely, it has a red cocked indicator, which is a nice little feature. It lets you know that the firearm is cocked and charged. Also, there's a loaded chamber indicator right here up on top. So when you do have a round chambered, this is going to be tilted up, and it lets you know you have one in the pipe. But and then this is also offered in black. I happen to have a flat dark earth one right here. It's got a pretty nice trigger on it. Let me go ahead and dry fire it for you. It's clear. But it does have a really nice trigger on it. It's pretty consistent. And it's just a well-made gun. Now, when these first came out, I think the early Gen 1s had some issues. But they have fixed it and have since become really popular. This gun actually has quite a big diehard following now, and people swear by them. They have different elite models, but for a beginner, I would get the TP9, and I believe it's around $350 only, depending on supply and demand. But yeah, $350, you can't beat that. That's the Connect TP9. So that's the budget-friendly option I would recommend for a first-time gun owner or handgun owner beginner. All right, moving on for number 2, I'm going to say Springfield. So right here, I have the Springfield XD Mod 2. Now, the Mod 2 is the one I like just because of the grip is actually very comfortable. Now, some people say it shouldn't say grip zone on the grip like that so big. Looks stupid. But this is a well-made gun. It's reliable. And it's very comfortable to shoot. The sights, you get the white sights in the rear. And this one comes with the red fiber optics, so it's a little bit easier to see. And same kind of features. It does have a cocked indicator just like the Connect did. But this one doesn't have any red paint on it. And also it has a loaded chamber indicator right here up on top. Now, one thing this gun does have, it has the ambidextrous mag release. So if you're a left-handed shooter, that might be something that might be a little bit more well-suited for you, which is nice. Also, it has an extra safety feature right here. It's a backstrap safety, which is seen on 1911s. So the gun will not fire unless that is depressed right there. So it ensures that you have a good grip on the gun. It's kind of like a drop safety too. And also, if you see up close here, it does have the split trigger safety. Now, these actually come with 2 16-round magazines. A lot of times too, I see Springfield like once a year, they'll run a promo where if you buy one of their XDs within, I don't know, the summer months or something like that, they'll do, a rebate where you send in your receipt to them and they'll send you like 3 extra mags and a holster and something like that, which is pretty cool. Some people don't like Springfield. They're a gun manufacturer that's in Illinois. That's where I currently live. And a few years back, them and Rock River, I can't remember exactly, but I think they backed some anti-gun legislation or something similar to that, and it actually made a lot of people mad. But if you really don't care about politics or anything like that, Springfield makes a good gun. I owned one of their AR-15s, their Saint. I have one of their M1As. Some of their I really like their 1911s a lot. But yeah, for a beginner, this is a good entry-level gun. I like it a lot, and it's really accurate. I actually shoot this gun very well. So yeah, that's why it's what is that, number 4 on my list of the best handguns for beginners. All right, so moving on. Sig Sauer. Had the Sig Sauer P320. Now this is the compact. Now this gun is really cool because it's very modular, and they come in a lot of different barrel lengths and grip sizes. So the actual firearm, the serialized portion of the firearm, is the internals right here. You could change the frame, you could change the slide, you could change the caliber, and it's pretty cool. I believe that's why the Army, U.S. Army, actually picked this for their service pistol. Could be the reason. It could be because maybe they got a really good deal. That probably had a lot to play into it as well. But this is a really good firearm. I think the military, what is it, the M17 is what it's called. I think it has everything's ambidextrous on it with the thumb safety. But the regular P320s do not come with a thumb safety. Also, the mag release is not ambidextrous. But this is about the same size as a Glock 19. And it comes with two 15-round magazines, 9mm. This one also has night sights. So night sights are sights that will glow in the dark for about 10 years. They start to get fainter near the end of that lifespan. But it's great for low light environments or, you know, concealed carry at night, home defense. Most self-defense shootings happen at night, so that's something to keep in mind. But a really well-made gun, and it is reliable. Let me mention, when these first came out, they did have issues where they would fire if dropped. I don't think it actually happened to a person. I think a YouTuber was reviewing it and testing it, and he came across that. So if you had one of the very early ones, this is actually one of them right here. You can send it back to Sig, and they'll upgrade it for you and fix that issue, and all the new ones have resolved that issue. But yeah, this is the Sig P320. Now this is the compact, and this is the one I would recommend. It's a little more universal, not universal, but you could use it for concealed carry if you want. So, but great for home defense, self-defense, anything like that. and that is the Sig P320. All right, so that was number 3 on our list. All right. So number 2 on the list is the Smith & Wesson. Now this is the M&P 9mm, and it is actually the M2.0. And I love this gun. I have one of the original M&Ps, and it's great. Super reliable, accurate. The old ones, the triggers kind of sucked. They were kind of gritty and had like a sandy feeling to it. I don't know, it wasn't consistent. But they have upgraded this trigger a little bit, and one of the main upgrades on this one is the texture on the grip. So this has a pretty aggressive texture, which I like a lot. And it's good if your hands are sweaty, with moisture on your hands. It's going to make sure that pistol is secure in your hands. Now this one does have a thumb safety. This is the only gun on this list that has an external thumb safety. All the other guns have safety features where they're not going to fire unless you pull the trigger. But I know a lot of people that are new to guns, they think they need to have a thumb safety. They want to have a thumb safety. So this might be a good option for you if you're one of those people. It is ambidextrous, so this is good for left-handed shooters as well. The slide stop is on both sides. The safety's on both sides. Now the mag release isn't on the left, or isn't set up for a left-handed shooter. However, it can be changed fairly easily. So that's something to keep in mind. This is the full size. So this will hold 17 rounds 9mm. And I believe this comes with 3 magazines in the box. And this one has a longer barrel too. This is the biggest gun out of any that we have showed. However, you could also get this in a compact size, which takes about a 1/2 inch off the barrel. But that's the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, and I love the color. I really like these flat dark earth handguns, but they offer them flat or black as well too. Yeah. Still, loaded chamber indicator. It doesn't have a cocked indicator, which isn't a big deal for me. But I really like this gun a lot. It's super accurate, great shooter, reliable, and that's why it's number 2 on our list. And all these guns, I don't know if I mentioned price, they're all going to be around the $500 range, $550. And the only budget one I would say was that first one, the Knick TP9. But keep in mind, when you're buying a handgun, you're going to spend about $500 to $600 on the firearm after tax and all that. But then you need ammo, you probably need a holster, you need, eye protection, ear protection. There's a lot of stuff that comes with it. It's not just the firearm. You don't want to just buy a handgun, buy 1 box of ammo, and throw it on your hip and go walking down the street, or keep it at home under your pillow or in the net. You want to go ahead and actually shoot it, get comfortable with it, and understand everything, how it operates, how it functions, and just get really familiar with the gun. So make sure you do that. Also, get some training if you can. I know right now it's probably really hard to find a class with social distancing and all that stuff. But if you can, if you have a friend that is good at shooting or more experienced, maybe go to the range with them or something like that. So the number 1 pick of the best handgun for a beginner happens to be probably one of the best handguns there is. And you might have guessed it. It is the Glock 19. Now this right here is the 4th generation, a Gen 4 Glock 19. But there's the Gen 3s, which are great. You can find those used probably for a pretty good deal. And there's the Gen 5. The Gen 5 I personally don't like just because of the little cutouts at the bottom of the grip. But that's my personal preference. But any Glock 19 and even the Glock 17, which is the full size, I like the compact. I think it kind of does everything very well. And that's why I recommend it. And this one I actually have loaded. I got a loaded mag in it just because this is what I use for home defense and I carry this one a lot. But why the Glock 19? It is probably known and has the title for being the most reliable handgun. Now, that's something I want in a pistol, and all these guns are reliable, but Glock was kind of one of the first guns to hold that title. And there's a lot of aftermarket support. A lot of police officers carry Glocks. You could find holsters just about everywhere. Aftermarket sites, you name it. Every gun company that makes a gun part most likely will make something for Glock. So they're just really common, really simple guns. I mean, I think it's 33 parts they have. is what they have, but it's a good size. It holds 15 rounds. And even the mags, I mean, some of these handgun mags will cost you like 50 bucks for an extra mag. And I like to have about five to six for each handgun. You can find these for like 20, 25 bucks. Even the aftermarket ones are pretty good too. You can find the extended 32 rounders, 33 rounders, whatever they are. There's a lot of options for Glocks. And that's why I like it. This is a great pistol. It's around $550 brand new. Right now, these might be really hard to find. Every gun store that had a Glock in stock, they were probably the first to go. And I tend to find with handguns, people either love them or hate them. Or with Glocks, people either love them or hate them. And when I first started getting into guns, I didn't want a Glock because that's what everyone wanted. I thought it was, I don't know, I wanted something a little more unique, I guess. And then a couple years later, after buying a bunch of guns, this is my go-to handgun. This is what I keep for home defense. This is what I concealed carry. I concealed carry this one. About 50% of the time, I have a smaller gun too, just depending on the weather outside and stuff like that. But for a beginner, it's simple. It's simple and easy. There is no thumb safety on it, but there are safety features. They kind of did the split trigger safety. They were one of the first manufacturers to do that. There's internal safeties, drop safeties, and this gun will not fire unless you pull the trigger. And it's comfortable. Now, one reason you might want the Gen 5 is they got rid of the finger grooves off the Gen 4, but the finger grooves, I actually don't mind them. They fit my hand pretty well. The sights, a lot of people don't like the sights, and a lot of people don't like the trigger. But if you are new to handguns, you really have nothing to base it off of. So when you shoot this will be like normal for you, and you will get comfortable with it, and you'll get good with it. And I just like having the peace of mind knowing I have a Glock 19 with me. I know it's going to work when I need it to, and that's huge for me. Now, all these other guns I mentioned too, I would feel more than comfortable if I was in a gunfight or if someone was breaking into my house and I had one of them next to me. That would give me peace of mind. But I just really like the Glock 19, and I think a lot of people agree with me, and the people that don't agree probably really don't agree with me. But yeah, that's why it's number one on my list as far as a beginner handgun. And like I said in the beginning, all these guns are great for beginners. And I wanted to make a list of some of the more popular guns because there's a lot of good firearms out there, especially these modern firearms. There's a lot of great ones. But I wanted to do the common ones that anywhere in the US you walk into a gun store, normally they should have all these stocked. A lot of ranges will rent them. These are the popular handguns, and they're pretty popular for a reason. They're all good. And yeah, that's it. So let me go ahead and grab them all here and lay them out for you. All right, so that's my list of the top or the best handguns for beginners. And these are the top 5 that I would recommend. And one thing I want to say again, I can't say this enough. If you're new to firearms, if you've never shot before, treat these with respect. Do some training. Do some researching online. Watch some YouTube videos. There's some really good videos out there. Safety is huge. And don't just buy one and, I don't know, go wave it around or show it off to your friends. You need to be respectful of these firearms. They are dangerous, and they can be used to save your life. So that's why I like them. But get training if you can. There's a lot of good instructors out there. There's a lot of good classes. Right now, again, it might be kind of hard to do that, but don't be stupid. Is what I'm trying to say. Don't be stupid. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of my top 5. If maybe you would recommend something different, or if you think this is a pretty good recommendation. I have a decent amount of firearm experience, at least, let's see here, 10 years of firearm experience. So I've worked at a couple of gun stores, dealt with a lot of first-time gun buyers, so this is something that I'd say I'm pretty well equipped to speak on. But again, let me know in the comments down below, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm really trying to get up my subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe, and also check out my website again. It's firstworldcrusader.com. There's some cool stuff going on there, so make sure you check that out. So hopefully you guys learned something, and good luck when you go to buy your first handgun. And thanks for watching. Be safe, and until next time.